Welcome back to your live continuing coverage of Toy Fair 2016 at the Jacob K. Javits Center in New York City on BeTerrific and ToyFairNY.com. I'm Michael Artsis. You are the Terrifics. You make BeTerrific special. Thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Keep the feedback coming at BeTerrific TV on all social media. We love the positive feedback, and you can email us, connect@BeTerrific.com. You guys are amazing. We've got another great guest right here. This is a tremendous story, and that's what we love telling. Really, really tremendous stories. This gentleman started a toy company about 30 years ago, and he's a German gentleman who went to Japan to start this company, or China rather, I believe. And he had some trouble stumbling out of the gate, but stuck with it for about 20 years, and then was able to realize the full potential of his dream with Hape. Your story is remarkable. You went to China 20 years ago, or 30 years ago, and tried to make these products, but stumbled out of the gate. Talk me through that process.
The journey to China to make it over there was necessary. The reason is people loved my design and loved my concept, but it was hard to get the price of a made in Germany product.
Sure.
So what I loved to do was German quality, but for a reasonable, affordable price. And I was aware that people will like that. And so I paid a price, and I lived for nearly 20 years in China and did German quality in China.
And when you came out of the gate, though, when you first started, you went through a lot of hardship, and you had some really struggle. It wasn't an immediate overnight success.
I mean, looking backward,
Yeah.
people say you are brave. I wasn't. I was naive. I went to China. I didn't have a partner. I did a wholly foreign own. I get a rice field. I built a factory, and it was naive to believe that you could run at that time. It was 96, 97. China was not what it is today.
Yeah.
So sure, we struggled around, and we made any mistake we could do. We corrected, and today, looking backward, is like, yeah, we was successful, we was brave, but there was days where we had our struggle.
What made you keep going? Why didn't you stop?
Everybody told me when we went there, everybody say, you will fail. And yeah, they were so close to be right.
But
I don't like to come home and be a loser.
So that's why you just said, I got to see this through. I got to make it a success. I love that. This is a true entrepreneurial story. I really like it. So what was the vision behind Hape? My son Jack has a lot of these products, a lot of the toys from you guys, and they're amazing. We love them. We love that they're wood, that they're good quality products. They're beautifully designed. Got the little push cart. You know what I'm talking about? Nice four-wheel wooden push cart. Instead of getting him one of these plastic things they fall over on, a nice wooden one. He has all these shapes and toy things he can play with it, and then, he can push it and start walking. And now he still plays with it to this day.
I mean, we at Hape believe that every child is born with a great opportunity of creativity, of developing, and I'm not sure I should say it, but we lost most of it through our kindergartens and childhood time in schools, and I believe that creativity is a great drive for all of us when we are, and it's a gift for every child. So we at Hape try to nurture that and support it, and as I say, for example, you just name it, building blocks or simplicity of that. It worked since ever, and it's nothing gone on this magic. We make it a little bit more interesting for children, but the magic of building something with building blocks, it fall down, you have your frustration, we all have that in life, you saw,
Sure.
And then we correct it and make it better, and this is what we are. And today, it's much more information coming to us, but we don't do the principle things, and I hope we in Hape like to nurture that again.
I think you bring up some good points. What made you want to make kids' toys? Is it because you wanted to foster this imagination and help it grow and continue to make it grow?
Do we have a minute for that?
Yeah.
Good. The true story behind that, all of us had a childhood, so am I. And I had a childhood, and when I was growing up, I wasn't in the kindergarten. It was a very poor village, and I was maybe one of the poorest boys there. And I built with earth and with stones and with wooden sticks since my time when I think back, maybe 3, 4, 5 years old. And I did a beautiful castle. And when I went in and was called for lunch, after lunch I come out, and it was all destroyed. So I feel very painful. And my grandmother come by, and she saw that, and I was crying, and she corrected me and said, don't worry, the next one will be better and will be more nicer. Why I tell this story? For me, this was so fundamental. I know the same boys who destroy it, they're still destroying things today. And I was engaged from my grandmother to build a better one. And I believe in that. So, and it was true. My next castle and my next castle was better than the first one. So I could improve, and I believe it's in all of us. It's in all of the children. I would be not the same Peter if my grandmother would tell me, go around the corner, fight with them, box them, and fight back what I did to you. She correct me and say, don't worry. There's people in the world who are destroying things, and there's people who are building things. And it's up to you what you choose. And I was little when I didn't understand it. But reflecting back this 50 years from now, yes, it was a reason why I'm what I am.
What a great outlook, Peter. Thank you. That's an amazing story. So let's open this and show it off. One thing that's so remarkable is the quality of the products. You know, a lot of times people forget how important quality is these days. But quality is so important, especially when you're talking about children's toys. And I think wooden toys have come back because there's a texture to it, there's a touch, there's a smell even. And I think that that's important, and also because you don't want your kids necessarily playing with plastic all the time, and it's good for them to have all sorts of different materials to play with. So the cool thing is, I mean, they can use their imagination and build whatever they want with this, or they can follow some instructions and build something that you've kind of created for them.
Yeah, the instruction is more getting up from the ground, getting inspired for the first round, to see there is no limitation. There's graphics, there's building, there's construction. So that's the first thing what we try to nurture by doing something like this. But on the end, any kind of construction, and also important for a child, they build it up taller, 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 and finally it collapses. And what I call frustration, it's necessary for a child to build up the willingness, next time I do it better. Next time it will be greater. It's a little bit back to the story what I just told about, with just simple native, and you see, it getting a robot or it getting a figure, is no limitation with building blocks.
It's amazing. It really is. I love it.
And I can also suggest all the parents, spend time with it. It's good not only for the children. I believe children can learn as much from their parents as the parents can learn from their children.
That's a very profound statement, and I couldn't agree more. You know, I've spent many hours playing with Jack with Hape Toys. And do you have a favorite? Is there a favorite product that you have in the product line?
I think it's, I speak in the Waseda University in Japan, in the educational department, and they had an interview with me and they asked me, if you have only one toy to give to a child, what it would be, and I say, this is the building blocks. I mean, there is a lot of good toys, and here, especially on a toy show, and don't get me wrong, there's other good toys out there, but if I have one, I would give them building blocks.
It's good. It's a good call. I like that a lot.
And therefore, I like to announce one thing. We thought when we have a 30 years anniversary, what we could do. Could we make big parties and celebrate? Yes, we do. But we had the idea to have these building blocks, and we have a traceable number on each of that set of building blocks. And we have the principle that whenever somebody bought one, we will donate one. They go to Syria, they go to Nepal, they go to places around the world. Any product sold, one product is donated.
Wow, that's unbelievable. So if I buy one for my son Jack, you will donate one to a child in Syria or somewhere else around the world who is in need of building blocks so they can get the imagination and learning. And you've already sold about 150,000 units, which means there are 300,000 of them around the world.
We was overwhelmed. We didn't expect that response, but it's so great, and a lot of people, I mean, we put it under, we care, we share. And there's so many people say, let's share. Let's share this idea. And the number I told about, this is a traceable number. You go online on our website.
And you'll see where the matching one is.
Yes.
Wow. That is brilliant. That's such a good thing. So do I have to buy this at your website, or can I just buy it at a store?
No, we either way. So what is more convenient for you? But surely we go out in stores with that.
Sure.
And important is there is so many store owners who love this idea, and they will help to promote it. So I think we will not end up with 100 or 200,000. Can you imagine how many children this year who could afford it, or even who could not afford to get a toy, will have a toy this year? It will be a great story.
That is a great story. Oh my God, I love that. You got to go to hape.com, right?
Yes.
Hape.com?
Yes.
Hape.com.
Yes.
Hape.com. What a great story. What a great story of the foundation of your company. I love it. you're doing such great things. It's an honor and a privilege to have you on set and to meet you.
Thanks for thanks for all these flowers, but we at Hape believe we can be a better company tomorrow, and we have to work on that.
What are the trends you notice here at Toy Fair? The trends.
The trend for the Toy Fair is, we could feel it's more, the trend of the Toy Fair is more people looking more for the mature, let's say the last year the economic was getting better,
Yeah.
and people is willing to spend more. Before, it was more try to get really price driven in
Sure.
the last 5 years. I can say this trend has changed. It's more the value for money. People is willing to spend $1 more if they, I mean, it needs to be affordable, don't get me wrong, but the people is willing to spend more for a good product.
Yeah.
This is what I can feel.
Well, and this is a good product, and I love that you're giving one away to every child that, or one away every time a child buys one. It's good for everybody and teaches a good lesson to the kid who's getting it as well. Thank you so much for coming on, Peter.
Thank you for.
It's a great company. I love the quality. I love the designs, and it's a great story. Thank you for taking your time.
Thanks you for inviting me.
I'm Michael Artsis. You got to check out Hape.com. Unbelievable company. You have to get it for your kids, for your friends, for their kids. It's a great gift to give to somebody when a child is born. And when that happens, you're also spreading the magic with these building blocks throughout. They make a lot of great products. You got to check them out, Hape.com. All right. We'll be back with a whole lot more right after this. I'm so glad that we had Peter on, and we also talked about that wonderful promotion. Buy a building block set, and it winds up giving a building block set. That's amazing. We'll be back with a whole lot more from Toy Fair New York right after this. Don't go anywhere. Your live official continuing coverage of Toy Fair 2016. Stay with us.